is a small businessman, former state lawmaker, freshman member of Congress, represents Northeast Missouri across the river, serves on the Oversight Government Reform Committee. Ladies and gentlemen, Congressman Blaine Luetkemeyer.
Thank you. Good to be with you. And thank you for being here today. You are making a difference, believe it or not. I know you would sometimes wonder, it's like throwing mud against the wall, are you making a difference? But you are. You have scared the dickens out of the folks in D.C., trust me. You have done it, and continue to do it. Yesterday was 9/11, and we celebrated or remembered in many parts of our country those fine folks who answered the call, who are now defending our country. I'd just like to take a moment I've got a son-in-law fighting in Afghanistan right now, so it's a little personal for me, but I'd like anybody who's got a member of your family fighting, or any veteran in the crowd, would you please stand up or wave your hand? Thank you very much for your service, and thank you for all that you do for this country. It's because of you that we are here today and are able to celebrate one of our greatest freedoms, freedom to assemble and the freedom of speech. You know, one of the things that is very frustrating to me is to have a front row seat every day to see what's happening in Washington, D.C., to our freedoms and our Constitution and our government. Every day I see something that goes through there, it's like, you must be kidding me. What are we doing? And the other day I was talking, my wife records Glenn Beck every night, and the problem is she watches right before she goes to bed, and she's so fired up she can't go to sleep. But we were watching it the other night, and my daughter Brandy, who's home from Utah, her husband is the one who's in Afghanistan right now, and she's home for about a 2-week visit, and she was watching, and she said, "Dad, is the stuff that this guy's saying, is this really true?" And I said, "Well, Brandy, I'll tell you what, I know that enough of this stuff is true, because I can tell you that a lot of it is, but the rest of it must be true because nobody's refuting it. So if that's the case, he's telling you the truth." And she said, "Dad, that's scary." I said, "Yes, it is, Brandy. We have got a real serious situation going in this country. These folks that are in charge right now are some very, very serious people. They have a different agenda, something that we've never seen in years and years, and maybe never in this country. They want to take us down the road towards socialism. They want to take us down the road to bigger government. And they truly believe that that's a solution to what we want to do and the way we need to be living our lives. There's only one thing that can stop them, that's you. All of you here. You must do that. And you are doing it. Because we're facing a challenge we've never faced before. These folks, when the president says that he wants to change this country fundamentally, he's not talking about changing our economy or health care. He's talking about our Constitution. He's talking about our rule of law. He wants to take our Constitution, sit on the side, make a list of suggestions, and then start all over with his new ideas on how we should be running our country. That's not right. That's not the way we should be living our country, our lives. The country was founded by a group of folks who believed in the individuals. They believed in individual freedom. They believed in your ability to make this a better place for you and your family. I wanted to give you the freedom to do that. And when they put that Constitution together, they put it in a very loose document. And you're supposed to fill in the gaps with your conscience, with your common sense Christian values, which seem to be going the wrong way these days. And as a result, we've got to have a law for this, law for that, law for this. But at the end of the day, we have to get back to those common sense conservative values. And that's why I love coming back to Missouri. I come home every weekend to make sure I connect back with my family and my friends and the folks in my district, because you are the ones that make this country work. Well, we reached the point where we've got to start doing something. We've got to keep pushing back. I tell people, in order to do this, we have to be engaged in the process. And we have to be engaged at all levels. Coming to tea parties, being on the phone calls to the congressman, and don't forget, in Missouri, I'm only one of 9. Don't forget about contacting the other 8 and the 2 senators in Missouri, in Illinois, and Iowa, or wherever state you're from. Contact all your congressmen. They represent everybody in your state. Don't pass anybody by. And contact all and make sure they hear from you. And don't let up. The more they hear from you, the higher that stack of letters gets, the more impressive it's going to be, and the less inclined they're going to be to vote against you. But they've got to be given the reinforcement from folks back home. They've got to be given the strength from you. That's where I draw my strength from all of you, because you're the ones that make the difference. You're the ones that are paying the taxes. You're the ones that are raising your families. You're the ones that make a difference in this country. You know, it's kind of interesting. I was attending some functions a few weeks ago, and a couple of folks said, "Did you hear Rush Limbaugh today?" And I said, "No, I was busy. I was on the road." "Well, you should have heard the speech he gave to CPAC." I said, "Well, I didn't hear it, and I wasn't paying much attention." So the next morning was Sunday morning, and I was getting ready to go to church and had the TV turned on, listened to some of the talk shows, and lo and behold, every single station had something about Rush. And I told my wife, I said, "You know, there's something wrong here. Rush hit a note. He hit a nerve on these liberals for some reason because they're all attacking him today. You ever watch what liberals do? If they don't like something, they just attack you like a bunch of piranhas. That means you're doing the right thing." And so I said, "You know, we got to see this video. I got to get this." So that evening when I got home, I got on the internet and I looked it up and I was listening to it. Lo and behold, as he was going through there, he made a line. He says, "We are being attacked from within." And the people rose up. There was a tremendous applause. It was almost scary how much support he got for that line. I said, "You know what? That's it right there." They're afraid of what's going on in this country because if we point out that what's going on at the government level and with the Obama administration and all these folks that they've got up there that are all these advisors and what have you, Van Jones of the world, the new czars, right? These folks are what's causing our problem. And if we're losing it from within. We have to be attacking. We have to understand where the attack's coming from. And if we do that, we can fight this off. But at the end of the day, I believe in this country, and I believe in our people, and I believe in our Constitution. Because this is what made our country great. You know, someone once said that the greatness of our country is not found in the halls of Congress, but it's in the hearts and homes of our people. That's all of you. I was the director of tourism in the state of Missouri for a couple of years, and I had the opportunity to run market the state, not just to the region and the nation, but actually to the rest of the world. When I had the opportunity to meet people from the rest of the world, they'd say, "Well, where are you from?" I said, "From Missouri." And they'd say, "Ah, that's the heartland. That's where the real Americans are from." And I said, that's a testimony to all of you on how you live your lives, how you raise your kids, how you do business, how you represent yourself in this country. People are coming to this country. They're not leaving. They want to come here. Why? Because we have the greatest country in the world, because of the freedoms that we have, because of the people who made it that way. And it's because of you. Those values, those common sense, conservative values, those Christian ideals, that American work ethic and American entrepreneurial spirit that made us the country we are today and can continue to make us even better tomorrow. But we have to band together. We have to work together. We have to continue to fight together. Because this isn't something you're going to have to do just part of the time. Price of freedom, remember, is eternal vigilance. If we win this battle today, there's another one tomorrow. You know, we've got two major bills that are in front of us right now, the cap and trade and the health care bill. This cap and trade bill is cap and trade is actually worse than health care, if you believe that, because cap and trade is actually going to take over our entire economy, decimate us, and makes a third world country if we're not careful, because this is something that's going to cost, it's a $600 billion annual tax increase. We just passed a $780 billion stimulus package supposed to stimulate the economy. Can you imagine what's going to do taking $600 billion out? This is crazy. This is asinine. The health care package is horrible in itself. We don't need to go down that road either. But both these bills are tied together. Don't forget, one is tied to the other. Because they need the money from the cap and trade bill, the energy tax, to pay for the health care program. So fight both of these tooth and nail. I'll tell you, we will fight them for you in D.C. Thank you. You know, it's a privilege to be here today. I remember somebody called me whenever I won the primary, and they told me, you know, something it's always stuck with me. It said, work hard, keep the faith, speak the truth. And if you do that, everything will fall in place and you'll be fine. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to win this war by fighting hard, keeping the faith, and speaking the truth, because all of us can make this happen. Just imagine, if each one of you today goes home and can convince one more person to come to the polls with you next time, or change one vote from where it was last time.